Greetings, fellow captains, and welcome back to another episode of Warships with the Hive Hound. This is going to be a live video based on the brand new premium Tier 7 carrier, the Kaga, as you can see here in my port. Obviously, I have this on loan from Wargaming for a couple of weeks before it gets taken off me, and I have to grind out the Bureau projects just like everyone else. But I am very fortunate to be able to get a early look at the ship, and hopefully help you guys and girls out there decide whether or not it is worth the grind. So I have had a couple of matches in it. Funnily enough, I literally just jumped on. Go to our service record. We go to recent battles. We did actually get into a battle with our fellow CC Admiral Jackson over on Twitch, yeah, basically I mopped up. This was quite a fortunate game, purely because if you pay attention to the ships we were against, Gneisenauer, Colorado, I just stayed away from that. Vladivostok, which I stayed away from. Another Gneisenauer, Jarvis, Benson, very fortunately wiped those two out very early on. I took out the Benson first, then I took out the Jarvis, then I finished off the Monarch, I killed the Gneisenauer, and then took out their Chikov. I've done a lot of clean-up crew, lots of mopping up, as you can see. But essentially, this was I was doing a live comms recording of it, but I was just like, well, this isn't fair, because this is an unfair representation on the Kaga, because the chances the two DDs absolutely spud and sit there and let me torpedo them, the fact that there's no British or American cruisers in the match, there's only one American battleship, and the Germans probably have the worst AA out of all of them. It just kind of got made very easy for me. Too easy, in all fairness. You can see it's an average of 10,000 damage per ship killed. But then, I suppose I did take them out. But I figured it would probably be a better representation if I talked a little bit about the ship beforehand. So one thing to note with the Kaga, we'll see in some gameplay now, is that it does have 4 torpedo bombers per drop, and it sends out 2 sets at a time. It does have 24 each plane starting out, but there is a bit of an issue with the amount of planes. With the planes that you get, obviously you've got a huge amount of planes, you've got larger attack runs, but there is a caveat. There is a balancing factor, which is their hit points. Their hit points are significantly lower than everyone else. So we look at 2,000 and 2,400. Have a look at the Lexington, 3,000, 2,600 for the Lexington. So you can see they've got 1,000 hit points more, over a third more hit points. Even the Shikaku has, on average, what's that, about 500-600 more hit points. And when you've got 3,000 hit points against AA, especially against things like the Iowa, for example, John Bart, your planes are not gonna last very long. Obviously, Implacable is the daddy for hit points, 3,500 and 3,000, and then of course finally everyone's favourite, the Parsifals, 2,400, 3,000. So it does print planes back, but one thing, plane management on the Kaga is so important. Because you have so many planes, it's quite easy to fall into the trap of just attack. I've done this myself, and then found myself like 5 minutes into the battle having very few planes left. So don't forget to take the time to do some spotting. Do an attack run or two, Check your planes, keep an eye on your planes, set yourself up for another attack run, or if you're losing a lot of planes, do a bit of spotting for a minute or two, because one, that's incredibly helpful for your team, two, it gains you a whole bunch of experience, and three, it allows you to do more attack runs later on, because when you find yourself deplaned and you're sitting there, and there's literally nothing you can do to help yourself or your team, it's just painful. As you can see, we've had quite a few battles in here, so we're going to jump into a match now and see how she fares. Right, so now we're into the battle. We'll talk a little bit about the Kaga. So until early 1940s, she was actually the largest aircraft of the Imperial Japanese Navy. She was originally started life as a battleship, but was redesigned during construction because to become a carrier, because obviously the popularity and power of carriers started to be noticed, should we say. At least. Unlike the Shikaku's style of having fewer higher tier aircraft, Kaga instead provides a captain with a large number of lower tier aircraft, hence their lower hit points. But she is able to launch a lot of bombers in very quick succession. Pros, ridiculous amount of planes immediately available on deck. Torpedo bombers can reach as low as 6.1 kilometers detectability, 4 runs per attack. Dive bombers have high damage potential. Torpedo bombers have high damage potential, sorry. Dive bombers have very accurate HE bombs. Drop ourselves a set of fighters there. Heavy secondary armament for self-defense, and it has pretty good ship concealment in general. Pros, she's very slow. Planes have very low health pool. The planes are the same as the Shikakus are stock. Aerial torpedoes do have a very long aiming range. Plane restoration is quite slow in comparison to the other Japanese ships. And wait, tell me there's torpedoes. Their carrier is literally gone straight for me. What the hell? And Kaga's hull is very poorly armoured. Right, I'm getting a bit distracted here and I'll focus in on... So this, as you can see, the arming distance is not insignificant. And you can see what happens when we get into sort of heavy AA. Our planes just get absolutely shredded. Although that was a very nice first attack run. 11,000 damage on the Bismarck there. Okay. I want to move from here because their carrier is just going to come straight back. It looks like their carrier is coming straight back for another attack run on us. Yeah, he looks... Oh no, he's not ignoring the Iowa. I'm trying to help the Iowa out, and this will also give my torpedo bombers a bit of time to regenerate, because as you can see, we literally lost every single one of those planes that we sent out in our first attack run, and they're going to take a while to recharge. So we have a Roma and a Bismarck. So yeah, essentially what I'm saying, so its attack runs are very good, very strong, very powerful, but it is reliant on the fact that you have to pay attention to how many planes you have. Otherwise, you're going to end up losing them all real quick, be deplaned, and be absolutely useless to yourself, your team, and everyone around you. So yeah, we're just gonna jump back to our plane there. So yeah, that whole time that we were out on that attack run, not that you can call that an out-and-out attack run, because you know we did take the time to fly over and help the IO out a bit. We only actually healed back one plane. So paying attention to that. So we got Edinburgh over there, over there. So Bismarck and Roma, like on their own, they're pretty easy, pretty straightforward target. But honestly, their AA together is a bit more than what I'd like to be aiming at. So as you can see here, do you know, because the aiming thing is so long, I'm just going to drop those planes so we don't lose them. Because the arming distance is so long, if I fired my torpedoes, they would have hit the Roma and just gone duds, because they obviously did not have enough time to activate, and yeah, basically just screwed any opportunity we had to shoot at the Bismarck behind it. Right, okay, so hopefully this guy's going to stick around here. Drop some fighters to help him with that carrier, because that carrier's giving him a hard time. Right, so they seem to have switched positions now. The lead ship out of the two is now Bismarck. He's making a bit of a charge. See, we're just going to get absolutely enough. And the Bismarck hasn't got good AA. Just to you know, clarify that and point that out. The Bismarck's AA is pretty terrible, but they still absolutely devastate our planes. Like you can see, we've lost half of our dive bombers. All right, that looked like we were going to get one back. We're not. We lost an entire squadron on that one attack run. On the Bismarck, so yeah, this isn't working out as a very good trade for us. That Bismarck is pretty much dead. See, Edinburgh is there now. Yeah. It would be stupid, and the wise thing, I've lost half of my dive bombers. I've lost half of my my torpedo bombers. It's best to just get out of there. I need to float around, possibly do some scouting for my team, and hopefully that'll give us time to regain some health back. So there's a Minotaur over there and a Massachusetts. Just don't go anywhere near them. Honestly, it's not worth it. Richelieu has got really strong AA as well. Jean Bart, I believe, has the strongest in the game. So this is representation of the last one. Like literally, I just ran around playing clean-up crew, finishing everyone off. Nothing had the AA capabilities to take my planes down. See, we have gained a torpedo bomber and a dive bomber back. Oh. Right, in all fairness, we've got nothing else to really go for. Obviously, we could go for their carrier, but it's a carrier. Might as well, actually, because these planes are going to die regardless. And just can't get anywhere. Can't get anywhere near a carrier, especially, and that was the Edinburgh and the Roma's AA. It just absolutely shreds your planes. So for a good carrier player, and like I said, this thing, honestly, what you're matched up against seems to have more of an impact than what you can actually, like your actual skill level in the plane. Because if you're up against ships with good AA, they're just gonna absolutely eat you up. Yeah, see, full squadron there, just just insta-dead. And this is what I mean about being careful and potentially finding yourself deplaned really quickly. There's a whole bunch of fighters over there. Like, I want to be getting stuck in there. I can't. The fighters, 2 sets of fighters up, and they're going to absolutely wince me. There's the AA from the Edinburgh, the AA from the Roma, and also the AA from the Carrier, and it's just a bit too dangerous. Up here, obviously, we've got a Massachusetts. He's kind of being guarded here by this Minotaur, although it does look like our team is going to clean up. For a cheeky push on this Roma, we're going to get a bit close to that Edinburgh on our attack run, but hopefully we can hit him with all 4 torpedoes now. Looks like we shouldn't have too much trouble doing that. He's moving quite slowly, he's not paying attention, and I just realised he's got absolutely no health left. So that should be... would have been a kill, but the Odin finished him off for us. And there we go, game. So you could see there, like, even though I'm an aggressive player, I was trying my best to play as passively as I could. And yeah, I still really struggled to keep playing alive for long enough. And the fact that you could see there how slow they were regenerating, easy it is to get deplaned. So I'm not saying it's a bad carrier by any stretch of the imagination. I've had some absolutely cracking games in it, especially when you come up. So, like I showed you, that Kraken that we just had. So if you look here, like Roma has good AA, Richelieu, great AA, Edinburgh, great AA, Arsenal, this carrier, got great AA. Massachusetts, ridiculously good AA. Clapaire's got good AA. Bismarck's, okay, it's alright AA, it's not like a Bismarck on its own. I'd happily go and hunt down. Minotaur, ridiculous AA. And when you get matchups like this, it's not like the other carriers where you have that faster regen and you've got the hit points to make these attack runs. You do these kind of attack runs in the Kaga and you're just gonna die. That is also taken into account that I have obviously gone for where are they? Detectability aircraft I've brought down. Hidden threat to increase the hit points of my torpedo bombers. We are Legion, which is probably not so significant. It's more the grid modules here that are significant. Fighter control mod, aircraft restoration time minus 15%. Seem to have done particularly a lot for me. I've skipped the AA mod and secondary battery mod and gone for +3 to dive bomber and torpedo bomber health. Gone for concealment, and again the air group mod, so aircraft return speed increases, which should help keep them alive, and another 4% to their hit points as well. And yeah, so it's, as carriers go, honestly, you're gonna have to make up your own mind. But I'm just showing it from my perspective. Is it fun? Yes, definitely. It's particularly fun dev striking DDs, which it can do because it has the larger amount of torps. It seems to be a bit easier to catch them out, but that arming distance can also make targeting a bit harder. The HE bombers, they're fantastic. Really easy to hit with, and they can potentially score quite a lot of damage. But would I? So I'm in no rush to unlock this in the bureau. So I'm definitely going to not spend money boosting the bureau. But that's just my opinion. I think good carrier captain is probably going to have a lot of fun. But as I was trying to describe there in that last match, picking your battles is going to be key to getting the most out of this. It's not like the Implacable, for example, where you can pretty much go for whatever you want doesn't matter. The planes have such a huge hit point pools that they can survive attack runs even on the most heavily armored AA armored ships. But yeah, the Kaga is complete opposite end of the scale. You want to pick lone individual targets. That's if you get lone individual targets, and hopefully those targets are low on AA. So I do hope you enjoyed my introduction to Kaga. Obviously, please let me know any opinions you have on it yourself in the video below. Am I doing something wrong? If so, let me know, because I'm always looking to try and get better myself, whilst obviously trying to pass on these little tidbits of information and knowledge as and when I can. And as always, until next time, take care.